It's all bad. Y'all done fucked up now. Yeah! New shit! Hey yo, I just want the whole world to know that I did not start this, but I will finish it. Coming up, it never mattered what color you was. If you could spit, then you could spit, that's it, that's what it was. Back when motherfuckers were straight back and ciphering, fighting for life in this rap for the mic to get past. And you psyched, and you gassed, and you hyped, cause you last, and you might with some ass. If you lost, then you lost. Shake hands like a man, and you swallowed it. When the unsigned hype column and the source was like our only source of light. When the mics used to mean something, the 4 was like you were the shit. Now it's like the least you get. 3.5 now, this means you a piece of shit. 4.5 or 5 means you Biggie, Jigga, Nas, or Benzino. See, I don't even think you realize you're playing with motherfuckers' lives. I don't watch Dre get fucked on the chronic, probably cause I was on it. Now you fucked me out of my mics twice, I let it slide. I said I wouldn't hold my fucking breath to get a 5. Shit, I was right, I'd have fucking died already trying. I swear to God, I never lie. I bet it's why you let that bitch give me that bullshit review. I sat and took it, I ain't look at the shit we knew. You probably try to fuck us with Obi in 52. Fuck a relationship we threw. No more source for street credit, them days is dead. Ray's got AKs that Dave Mays his head. Every issue there's an 8-page made men spread. Will somebody please tell whoever braids his head that I am not afraid of this fucking waste of lead on my pencil. For me to write some shit this simple, so listen closely as I break it down and proceed. This OG's about to get smoked like raw weed. You don't know me or my motherfucking mother, you motherfucking punk. Put me on your fucking cover just to sell your little sellout mag. I ain't mad, I feel bad. Here's an ad, here's a poster of Ray and his dad. You wanna talk about some shit that you don't know about? Yeah, let's talk about how you putting your own son out there to try to eat off him, cause you missed your boat. You're never gonna blow, bitch, you're just too old. No wonder you're sore now, Lord, you're bored now. I'm pushing 30, you're kicking 40's door down. Bitch, this is war now, and you'll never beat me. All you do is cheat me out of quotables, but you know that you'll always see me on your TV, cause you gotta stay up till 3 in the morning to see a video played once on BET. So he, who has the last laugh? Aftermath, yes, and on behalf of a whole staff, kiss our asshole cracks. We'll never fold or hold back, just know that Benzino's whack. No matter how many times I say his name, he'll never blow jack. You're better off trying to bring RSO back. Look at your track record, that's how far it goes back. It's extortion and rounds a portion. So half of the staff up there is fresh out of jail from Boston, bullying and bossing Dave like a slave. They completely brainwashed him and forced him to stay locked in his own office, afraid of the softest fakest. Wanna be gangster in New York, and it's pitiful, cause I would've never said shit if you'd have kept your mouth shut. Bitch, now what? Hit it, glue, spin it, slay, new shit exclusive. Your land and your who, kid, you know what to do with this use that I'm through. This is stupid, I can't believe I stooped to this bullshit to do this. And who you calling a bitch? Bitch, you owe me. It's all bad. Y'all done fucked up now. Yeah! New shit! Hey yo, I just want the whole world to know that I did not start this, but I will finish it. Coming up, it never mattered what color you was. If you could spit, then you could spit, that's it, that's what it was. Back when motherfuckers were straight back and ciphering, fighting for life in this rap for the mic to get past. And you psyched, and you gassed, and you hyped, cause you last, and you might with some ass. If you lost, then you lost. Shake hands like a man, and you swallowed it. When the unsigned hype column and the source was like our only source of light. When the mics used to mean something, the 4 was like you were the shit. Now it's like the least you get. 3.5 now, this means you a piece of shit. 4.5 or 5 means you Biggie, Jigga, Nas, or Benzino. See, I don't even think you realize you're playing with motherfuckers' lives. I don't watch Dre get fucked on the chronic, probably cause I was on it. Now you fucked me out of my mics twice, I let it slide. I said I wouldn't hold my fucking breath to get a 5. Shit, I was right, I'd have fucking died already trying. I swear to God, I never lie. I bet it's why you let that bitch give me that bullshit review. I sat and took it, I ain't look at the shit we knew. You probably try to fuck us with Obi in 52. Fuck a relationship we threw. No more source for street credit, them days is dead. Ray's got AKs that Dave Mays his head. Every issue there's an 8-page Maidman spread. Will somebody please tell whoever braids his head that I am not afraid of this fucking waste of lead on my pencil? For me to write some shit this simple, so listen closely as I break it down and proceed. This OG's about to get smoked like raw weed. You don't know me or my motherfucking mother, you motherfucking punk. Put me on your fucking cover just to sell your little sellout mag. I ain't mad, I feel bad. Here's an ad, here's a poster of Ray and his dad. You wanna talk about some shit that you don't know about? Yeah, let's talk about how you putting your own son out there to try to eat off him, cause you missed your boat. You're never gonna blow, bitch, you're just too old. No wonder you're sore now, Lord, you're bored now. I'm pushing 30, you're kicking 40's door down. Bitch, this is war now, and you'll never beat me. All you do is cheat me out of quotables, but you know that you'll always see me on your TV, cause you gotta stay up till 3 in the morning to see a video played once on BET. So he, who has the last laugh? Aftermath, yes, and on behalf of a whole staff, kiss our asshole cracks. We'll never fold or hold back, just know that, cause he knows whack. No matter how many times I say his name, he'll never blow jack. You're better off trying to bring RSO back. Look at your track record, that's how far it goes back. It's extortion and rounds a portion, so half of the staff up there is fresh out of jail from Boston, bullying and bossing Dave like a slave. They completely brainwashed him and forced him to stay locked in his own office, afraid of the softest fakest. Wanna be gangster in New York, and it's pitiful, cause I would've never said shit if you'd have kept your mouth shut. Bitch, now what? Hit it, glue, spin it, slay, new shit exclusive. Your land and your who, kid, you know what to do with
all that shit. You gotta let the fucking crowd gather. So I figured 7 to 10 minutes is enough. Before I used to do that shit for like a half an hour. That shit was whack. So things are getting more organized around here. This is the second day I'm doing a stream. Straight boxing. Except yesterday was all Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux. And there's a whole bunch of other fights going on this weekend too. So for a guy like me, I'm going to do all my shopping, get all my shit out the way on Friday. You know, because starting at like 2 p.m., some shit like that Eastern time, all the way up until like 3 a.m. because, you know, I do live streams after the fights. You know, that's a long-ass work day. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the other fights outside of the Salido, Roman, Tevin Farmer, and those guys' card that happened on HBO. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Today we're going to talk about, obviously, Lomachenko Rigondeaux. We're going to talk about James DeGALE versus Caleb Truax. Lee Selby versus Eduardo Ramirez. Luis Ortiz is fighting this weekend against Daniel Martz. He fought Bryant Jennings 2 weeks ago. Bryant Jennings fighting on the 2 months ago. Well, 2 months ago, right? Bryant Jennings fighting on the Lomachenko Rigondeaux ESPN app undercard. It's a lot of shit going on, man. You know, I be busy as fuck, but at the same time, this is my job. I love it. I'm not complaining. You know, so I'm trying to figure out where to start. So I guess I should start on some show some highlights or something, right? You know, do some shit like that. But where did I put the file? I built myself a command center, so I'm getting all the screens and shit. You know, you see I got some screen up there I'm not even using. You know, but the thing is, we want to make everything like, you know, like easily accessible. So we can do what we do. Like we can say, hey, look, let's go and do this. Fuck it. This is what we're going to watch. Fuck it, right? Put this over here. Fuck it. Let's go right here then. Let's do this shit. There we go. Where's it at? So we're gonna do a little bit of a film study to start shit off. And damn, where'd it go? Is it this one? No, why is that there? Get that out of there. My bad. I'm still trying to learn how to use all this stuff. I'm losing shit. Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there though. So we're gonna do a little bit of a film study, man. Now people been coming at me because let me tell you what I do. All right. So right now, before it used to be multiple people running my Instagram. Now it's just me. You know. So what I do is I'll say I'm gonna post some Rigondeaux shit. I'm gonna post some Lomachenko shit. Then I'm gonna mix in a little bit of James DeGALE, a little bit of Lee Selby, and I'm talking about on my Instagram. So people on some weirdo shit, and there's been multiple times now talking about some, you on Rigo dick. I mean, on Lomachenko dick. You only showing his shit. And it's like, yo, bro. Like, as I said yesterday, I don't give a fuck who win or lose. My job is just to cover the motherfucking shit, right? My job is to cover it. But anyway, I've been talking about how Rigondeaux has gone down in multiple fights. Yes, he was never really seriously hurt, but in a situation when you're fighting a Lomachenko, you have to be on your A game. He's only had one major fight, and that's Nonito Donaire. Now, even though he cleanly beat Nonito Donaire, cleanly, and at that point in time, Donaire was rushing through divisions. You remember that shit, right? Until he went all the way up to Nicholas Walters, and Nicholas Walters took his soul, and Donaire is still fighting, and he's in the mix to get guys like Carl Frampton, Leo Santa Cruz, because he's on that side now, but those fights are way too late, you know? But in this case, we saw, Rigo at that point in time had, 9 wins or something like that. I forgot the exact number. I covered this fight, just like I do videos now. I covered this fight years ago. So I remember building up to this fight, Donaire kept saying how, he's got to get more wind into his belt. He's only like fucking 5, 6, 7-0 at the time. But now you have a guy who is, Lomachenko is 11-0, if I'm correct, versus these are two guys who has the greatest amateur records that we know of, or that is of all time, right? They don't have a lot of wins on their records. They don't have a lot of fights. They have about 28 fights between them, pro fights, but yet. This is the big fight for so many reasons, and you can't say that these guys are not skilled. You can't say that. So I look at it like this. It's going to be a good fight, but don't be surprised if it's a fucking super technical boxing match, as it should be. Don't be bitching to myself, man, this fight is motherfucking boring, and this is some bullshit. You know how motherfuckers be bitching after a fight, and it's like, yo, it's Rigondeaux Lomachenko. This is the type of fight that you go out and you get you and your chick, a bottle of wine, get you some reefer, you get some seafood platters. This is not necessarily like the fight like you watch with your homies. You get what I'm saying? This is the sweetest of the sweetest nectar of science that we're going to be watching. I want to see all those missed. I want to see all that miss-punching shit. Now, what I was saying yesterday is Lomachenko is a showman, so he's going to come out there and try to show off. He's always been like that. He's called the Matrix. So he tries to come out there and do all that shit, right? Rigondeaux is going to have to pick up his punch output. He is a Cuban school fighter, and we've learned through various fights of knockdowns that when he gambles, he goes down. Flash knockdowns. You can't do that in a fight against a guy like Lomachenko. Now, Lomachenko over his last several, more so at 130 and 126, he has been known to somewhat beat you off an accumulation of punches and doing that matrix shit to get you in a situation where he hits you with some shit. I know that sounds crazy, probably confusing you, like he did with Rocky Martinez. We're going to show that clip later on. Might as well show it now. Let me find it. But Rigondeaux can win. I don't think that Lomachenko is going to have too much of a power advantage. I don't think so. Hold on. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for the, was it Lomachenko, Rocky Martinez? They be fucking with me. See, here's the thing. I can legally do this. And I have permission from some people. But when it comes to Top Rank, they be messing with me, man. But we're going, Lord knows we're going to show it. We're going to show it. This is for educational purposes. This is for education. We're educating and shit. Shh. All right, be quiet. Shh. Shut up.
Touch him up. Let's go. Good luck.
that Matrix shit, man. That's that Matrix shit, man. You know, you gotta respect it. So Rigo has a low punch output. Now, in the past, he's been said to be boring. He's not boring no more like he used to be. I didn't find him boring anyway because, you know, it's my job. I look at those. I see it's. But anyway, he's been breaking jaws and fucking hitting people and holding them, hitting people behind the head. I mean, holding people behind the head and hitting them after the bell and shit. You know? But if he did not fight Lomachenko, he would have had to likely fight Moises Flores again, the dude we talked about yesterday, and we're going to go back and watch it again. You know? And no network would have likely picked up that fight. He had to take this fight for so many reasons. Look, let's go watch some more of that Matrix shit one more time.
Господа, Vasyl, high-tech, Lomachenko!
We're only going to spend about another 15 or so minutes on Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux because we did a whole video on it yesterday. Then I got to do a video on it tomorrow. Then I got to do tomorrow. We might be watching the press conference here. If I don't know if there's a press conference tomorrow. Okay, it's fight week. This is how fight week normally goes. On Monday, the fighters usually get in. On Tuesday, they'll have something where the fighters go out. If they're fighting in New York, that's when you see those photos with the fighters when they be like at Times Square doing this shit, you know, together or something like that. They usually do that on like a Tuesday or something. Wednesday is like a media workout for the fighters. Thursday is usually the final press conference. Friday the weigh-in. I don't know if there's when it comes to top rank shit, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be out of the loop. You know, they haven't been responding to my emails. so I'm thinking like, yo, can I get like the scoop? You know what I'm saying, on what's going on with like, you know, like the fight week shit. Today is the media. So is there a media workout? Has it been? I've been off of social media for like the last couple hours. So normally a media workout would be around this time. Yes, it is. If it's a media workout today, it would be around this time. Let me go to their page. Maybe they're streaming it. Let's just wing it, right? We could probably watch it. Let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. Oh Lord. So basically what I've been doing is, as you can see, I'm working on some innovative, you know, stuff. Like we're trying to take boxing media coverage on YouTube to something different. You know, hate it or love it, nobody else is doing what I'm doing right now. So as we're growing and making all this better, we want to make sure we're giving you like interactive boxing shows, like where you're seeing, you know, like we're talking about the shit as it's happening. You know, I don't think that it's not on there. Nope. But yeah, if there's a press conference tomorrow, I'm gonna send them an email, and I'm gonna take care of it tonight. It's up to them, you know. It's up to them, and then we can watch it. You know, but a lot of people have been wondering why they haven't had a press conference. If you don't know, it has sold out. It has sold out in the small room of Madison Square Garden, which is called Madison Square Garden, the theater, which seats about 5,000 or so. So a lot of people are wondering that if it was in the big room where the Knicks play, for example, you know, how many tickets would it have sold? I don't like. Could Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux do what? How many? Let me ask her, man. She going. Hey Siri. Yeah, she be on some dumb shit sometimes. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How many seats in Madison Square Garden?
Okay, I found something on the web for how many seats in Madison Square Garden.
Sometimes she be on some dumb shit. Y'all could have just answered for me. How many seats in Madison Square Garden? Why y'all got me looking up stuff, wasting time? Basketball, 19,812. So you got to think that if it's a boxing event, it's probably going to be like 20-something shit, right? Because it's going to be a little... So could Rigondeaux Lomachenko do 19,000 tickets? Do you think so? Now remember, it's been rough selling out boxing events, man. You know, it's been rough. You know, would enough hardcores have flown out for that? Because the fights sold out so fast that it made you think that if they would have went for the big room, you know? Well, no. I don't know. But regardless, all the hardcore fans talking about it. A lot of fans are saying that the fight hasn't been getting enough promotion, and there should have been a press conference to announce the fight, or around the time the announcement was made. This fight was announced a while ago. It's been a nice little minute, you know. Now, because it's on ESPN, they try to say it's free TV. It's not free TV. You have to have cable. You know, but still, it's basic cable. It's the most, you get ESPN with the most basic form of cable over here in the States. You know? So, from a boxing fan standpoint, it's like, come on, bro. You don't have ESPN. Now, if you have ESPN, you have an app, you have the app. Now, this is for people who have been consistently watching the Top Rank on ESPN events. Here's a strat, right? They would say that something like Crawford versus Ndongo will come on at 10 p.m. Eastern. But then it'll be some shit on ESPN, like some baseball or some shit. I'm not saying it's bullshit, but you get what I'm saying when it comes to a boxing fan. It'll be like some baseball, and they'll say, well, turn to ESPN News, you know, until the baseball is over. Then some shit will go on the ESPN News. They'll tell you to turn to ESPN 2 for continuing coverage of the fight. What you can do is you can watch the whole broadcast, no interruptions on the ESPN Watch app. So what I'll do is I'll have it like on my screen, one screen right here, one screen on the TV, and I'll have it like on the iPad or something like that. So I'm never missing out. But you know, for me, for you guys, when I want to show highlights and things like that, I gotta DVR all these different channels to catch like the whole event. It's some bullshit. They gotta fix it. My bad. Went on a little rant there, but yeah, it was one fight. I think it was the Lomachenko versus Mariaga fight, where they had me switching to literally, it was like fucking 4 different channels I had to DVR to get like the whole event. I was pissed. It was delayed because of the Little World Series. What the fuck? I know it was some shit. I remember, man. I was frustrated. You know, you know. But, however, once again, the strat is, if you watch it all on the ESPN app, it's not delayed, you know. So, always have your ESPN app open. And you can watch it right there, you know, until they fixed the fucking broadcast bullshit. Do you know what injury Chad Dawson has? Nah. This week, this Friday. Let's move on to that now. This Friday, Luis Ortiz is back. He's been suspended by the WBA, but the WBC has fined him, and they've cleared him. Now, here's where like the bullshit is, and like the propaganda, and where people just won't go read. Now, what I have for you guys, if you want to read that shit, I can fucking put some music on, go take it, go fucking take a break, you know, some shit, you know, and I can put the legal documentation from the WBC, not the documentation, the press release they put out, you know, from the WBC on why they cleared him. You know, they actually released like a full statement of like all the facts and shit. So he does really have high blood pressure, you know? He does really have high blood pressure. Yes, the links to all my social media are right down below in the description box, as well as all the times and the dates for all the fights I'm talking about. So we're getting organized around here. Yo, y'all confusing me, man. Shut up. Okay. He's been suspended by He's been suspended by the WBA for 6 months, I believe. The WBC did an investigation and determined that he really do have high blood pressure. But it looks bad on Ortiz's part. It looks bad on his part. This is the reason why it looks so bad, because the medication that he using, for his high blood pressure is also a medication that can be used to mass performance enhancing drugs. So the fact that he didn't declare that on the documentation, or somebody on his team didn't, it's like, yo, were you trying to hide it? But it's like, but I really do got high blood pressure though. But it looked like he was trying to hide it. But I really do got high blood pressure. And he really does have high blood pressure. So it makes me think in my head, like, man, somebody probably was like, oh shit, he do got high blood pressure. But I wonder if I should put that shit down, because that shit can be used for steroids. Even though he clean, I don't know if I should put that shit down. So that's just me breaking it down on some regular shit without talking about all the fucking legal mumbo jumbo. Somebody that had his paperwork for somebody who had his paperwork, whether it was him or somebody on his team, was looking at the VADA testing paperwork like, shit. Now, mind you, you would think in your head, right? When you're taking any type of medication for anything, for anything, like say, for example, I'm just getting over the flu. So if I was a boxer and I got the flu, even though it's the flu, now these boxers make hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Even if I got the flu and I'm a boxer, I'm going to go to VADA and shit like, yo, man, I don't know if I should be taking that shit, because I heard that Marquez has some motherfucking whey protein shit that has some shit in it that was getting people popped for tests. Even when I go, I'm not going to Applebee's and eating no steak, because I'm going to be like, man, where Applebee's get they fucking meat from? I remember Eric Morales failed this drug test because he ate some meat that was from Mexico and it was contaminated with some shit. So in this day and age, boxers should know that type of shit, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking like, if I'm the person who's in charge of Luis Ortiz's paperwork and shit, right, about the VADA testing, I was thinking like, damn, he was in the hospital. The doctor gave him some shit. The doctor gave him some shit. I wonder if I should put that down, or if it's like you don't have to because he went to the doctor. Like it's some crazy shit, you I just thought that's just something that just to like, let me put all this shit down. Fuck that. You get an energy drink. It's an energy drink. And it's not fucking natural. Put that shit, all that shit. And when you go to the VADA test website, even the WBC, they give it to you. I read all that type of shit. They'll have like the list of all that shit you can't take. So even if some names you don't know, you're supposed to fucking Google that name and see like what the generic shit is, or what that shit is, Excuse all my profanity. That's just was me trying to break it down to you. Like I say, with all that mumbo jumbo, you'd be surprised all the shit I be having to read every day. I get so many emails now from all kind of, from who's the next mandatory for this, and the WBC, Mauricio Sula. Let me tell you what I was watching yesterday. This is the type of shit I be having to watch. No bullshit. I'm going to show you. Mauricio Suleiman gave this yearly speech. It's the type of shit you be having to. I should make y'all watch it. I should make you motherfuckers watch it, because people be trying to play me and shit like, man, what the motherfucker you be getting your info from, man? You just be motherfucking reading off a motherfucking boxing scene, nickel. This is the type of shit, man. This is the type of work you be having to put in. So I'll be
now going
that's
to
why I left off at.
in Showtime, in big television shows. He came into the ring with a WBC green and gold belt, and he proudly defended his belt in one of the best fights that we have seen in many, many years. That fight, many remember as Suma Nelson against Jeff Fennick.
And look, let me tell you what I be
Spinks
doing.
against Larry Holmes.
I be sitting here because I be sitting here playing like 2K right here. You know what I'm saying? Typing some shit up or fucking, fixing something on the website real quick. Watching Mauricio Suleiman talk about some shit. But this is the type of stuff like when you get like the most info on like what's going on. It's my job. It's my job. On fucking phone calls and everything, and all day. So when it comes to like this Luis the blood pressure. You know, I can't look at this dude, man. He tried to, can't, man. When he tried to curve my question when I asked him about the what was going on with Dominic Breazeale and Gerald Washington. He didn't even answer my question. First, he was like, "You can ask me anything you like," and I was like, "That's what's up." So I was like, "So, can you, elaborate what's going on with the, Dominic Breazeale, Gerald Washington, WBC situation?" And then he just told me some old other shit that I ain't even asked. He a cool dude though, no disrespect. He a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a WBC sticker too. The lady was like, right on my chest. I was like, "Oh, thank you." On video, no bullshit. On video. You can't even say it with a straight face. Say what? What I was gonna say? You don't know what you're talking about, bro. No, I'm just laughing. You know what I'm laughing at? I'm laughing like because I'm picturing myself, me. I'm just some fucking, some working his way up the ladder media guy, right? And I know that if I have a boxer, you're not going to be using nothing unless, nah, you're not, I don't even know. I want to know where you getting your water from. I want to know all that shit, man. Because you're not getting popped for no drug test. But, the WBC gave him a pass. Now, me personally, I met and interviewed Luis Ortiz in person. And I joked about it before. And seriously, man, I really believe that he really does have high blood pressure. And in this case, in my heart, I feel he didn't do anything wrong. It's just that somebody just was like, well, But I don't think let me see how old they say he is. How they say he is? Let me see, man. They say he's 38. Y'all think he's 38? I don't think he's 38. And it's like, what are you eating, bro? So you got high blood pressure, right? Your team not filling out proper paperwork, right? It's like, it's like what y'all eating? What do Cubans eat? I don't think I've ever had Cuban food before. Like, is it high in sodium? Is Cuban? I'm asking. Is Cuban food high in sodium? Is it high in sodium? This is when I talked to him. This was I was at his motherfucking birthday party. This was at his birthday party. And at his birthday party, they had fucking homemade, authentic, fucking freshly made in the restaurant New York cheesecake. And he ain't eating none of it. I tore that cheesecake up.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. After Vladimir Klitschko takes on, or Anthony Joshua takes on Vladimir Klitschko, Kubrat Pulev is the IBF mandatory, and then you're the WBA mandatory after that. So I guess what I'm asking is, are we going to see a 3-fight 2017, for example? This is, an initial fight you just signed. They're going to keep you busy. And then in the summer, I read yesterday that the plan is for you to fight like a known name or a ranked name. And then after, sometime later on this year, or more so closer to the end of the year, you would fight for the title?
Que está hablando que Julio se está rankeado número 1 de la federación. Obviamente usted está de la asociación. Él está preguntando si se está formando algo que pueda que sea un año que hayan 3 combates.
Hey, do you think he's 38? Now this I was here. This was January at some steakhouse, some fancy steakhouse down in Manhattan. And it was his initial press conference for signing with Al Heyman. He was supposed to fight Derek Rossi. I don't know. No. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, some people say that he, you know, that he shaves, that he shaves it to hide the gray stubble. You know, 38 is 40 though, so you know. But yeah, people been wondering. It's like, yo, how like you got high blood pressure all of a sudden, you know. But like I said, I really genuinely feel, after investigating everything, I do feel they did something shady, but I don't feel that he was juicing. Especially, I just don't feel that he was juicing. It just looks bad. It looks fucked up. But hey, that's just my opinion. Other people be like, man, that motherfucker's juicing. Even media members, you'll notice certain media members, like the professional media members and shit, they're like write their, articles and things like that. But then on Facebook and the groups, they be like, man, that motherfucker's on that shit. Like, you're like, oh shit, that's fucking such and such. You're like, oh shit, but that's the way it gotta be, man. That's the way it gotta be. That's why, like, here on this show, like obviously we have a job to do, is like, cover boxing and everything like that. But, it's like this. I'm not trying to be like Howard Stern and no shit like that. Somebody said you should be the Howard Stern of fucking boxing. No, I just want like a show like where we can just be ourselves and talk about the real shit. Now, obviously, there's certain shit I can't talk about. Like certain shit is taboo. Like, for example, right? Like since I'm getting in a Golden Boy events now, I got the 9 for Canelo versus Golovkin. But I'm working my way up the ladder with the smaller events. We not supposed to talk about, I can't talk about that. I can't joke about it. I don't want to do it, but I can't talk about the fishnets. I'm not pulling up no photo. I can't do it. We can't talk about fishnets, shit like that. That's just the politics of like the boxing media shit, I can't be like, yeah, I'm going to go to this motherfucking Canelo versus Golovkin too, right? And then I'm like, yo, fucking Oscar, the motherfucking fishnets. He broke my heart with that shit. I remember I was in college when the news first broke. I told the story many times. I was in college when the news first broke. And when he said it was fake, I was looking on fucking Yahoo Sports or some shit, back in the day. Motherfuckers was like, yo, man, your fucking favorite boxer is my favorite boxer. There's like, yo, he dressing up like a bitch, man. And I'm like 22, 23 at the time. And I'm like, no, man, y'all some fucking liars. What that's new digital shit. This is when fucking Facebook and all that shit was all brand new. I'm like, man, y'all know motherfuckers is doing that CGI. They fucking digital those fishnets on him. That's not him. I said, you can see the motherfucking shit, And then when he had the press conference, and admit it, I was like, oh no. I was hurt. I was hard. I'm tearing up now. I'm sorry, yo. We're going to take a break. I'm tearing up now. Oscar broke my heart. That broke I was hurting. Like I'm to my listen, I'm ready to go to war with motherfuckers in the street. I'm like, man, Oscar ain't fucking wear that shit. I was like, y'all just making up motherfucking shit, man. I was like, no, but see, Photoshop wasn't what it is today. Like, it wasn't all, like, if you was Photoshop back then, you was like working for some fucking company or some shit. So people was like, man, those are real photos. I'm like, man, that's some old, because I was like, Oscar a millionaire. So I'm like, man, that's somebody out to get him. Somebody fucking, that's. And then the one photo with his balls hanging out, and it's, let's just change the subject. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to watch a little bit of highlights and take a break. We're going to take a little bit of watch the highlights and take a break. I need to get some H2O. Oscar hurt me, yo. He hurt me with that shit. That shit wasn't cool. No man should have to see that. No, I was a boy. No boy should have to see that. I was innocent. I was a little 22-year-old, 23-year-old innocent man. Innocent boy in this world. That wasn't cool. But you know, it's the past is the past. The past is the past. I'm looking for. Did I delete it? So yeah, Luis Ortiz is fighting PBC on FS1. You know, Fox Sports 1 this Friday night. I believe the card starts at 9 p.m. It was supposed to be Chad Dawson on the card, and he pulled out for whatever reason. And then you have Jean Pascal, who's taking on, I forgot the guy's name, but Luis Ortiz has now become the big attraction of the card. He hasn't fought none this year, and I guess this is like, yo, we got to get you in that ring now that the WBC has cleared you. You know, so this is one of those things. The guy that he's fighting is, you know, the guy he's fighting, yo, stop talking about it, man. I'm trying to get my mind off of it, you know? Like, especially that one picture, like when he's got like the fucking, what was that? What was that? You know, a vodka cranberry or some shit? And he's like in the camera. What was that? What was that? What was that? My God. My God. My God. But he said it himself. He did an interview like where he was like, you know, like it's all out there. It's a big joke and everything. So he accepts it. He accepts that shit. It's crazy. That's crazy. This is crazy. And you know, I try, like when people post that shit on my page, I like scroll real fast past it. This is crazy. This is crazy. That's it. That's it. We're moving on. We're taking a motherfucking break.
Grande, obviamente,
My heart can't take no more. My heart can't take no more betrayal. I've been betrayed too much in life. I've been betrayed way too much in life, yo.
Absolutely, he's ready for anything that comes his way, and
I can't take no more, man. I'm not gonna do it. Fucking my blood pressure is up now. We'll never talk about that subject again. That shit gets me all fucking riled up. We're never talking about that again. Here, man, I want y'all to watch this shit.
Hello, obscure Rigondeaux's vision for a moment to get closer. You see that?
Oh, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this.
In the sport of boxing today, we will look at guys like
Ribbon. gathered myself, man. Yeah, we're not going down that road again. That's literally no bullshit though. Like I be joking, but that shit was traumatizing to me. And I was really back in the day, like, you know, like coming at people. But yeah, we gotta move on now, man. Final predictions. Lomachenko, Rigondeaux. Now here's the thing. I always tell people, listen, I tell you how the fighters are going to win, and I tell you like the politics beyond all that shit. But I've been known to go with my heart way too many times. That's why I tell people, hey, don't gamble on my videos. You know, like I can tell you like the way a fighter's going to win. I can tell you all the shit about like around the fight and everything like that. But I be going with my heart, and my heart is saying Rigo. But I know that if Rigondeaux was to win, he has to move a lot. His punch output has to come up. But will his punch output come up? See, I'm not concerned about the power of both fighters. And I can see that Rigo may go down if he gets a little too overzealous because he does that in fights. I do believe he has the boxing ability, but to have that ability, his punch output is going to have to go up. Doesn't that make sense? For people who watch Rigondeaux, doesn't that make sense? Or as HBO want to say, all of a sudden, Rigondeaux. What is his name? Is it Rigondeaux? Rigondeaux? What is it? Somebody explain to me. You know? Rigondeaux got this Southern Barrera chin. Yeah, he be going down, and they be flash knockdowns. Like they be clean punches. They don't be trips or nothing. They be clean punches. And he always, you know, get caught with his hands down and he goes straight down. I think in this case against Lomachenko, his punch output has to go up because Lomachenko is going to go and come in there and try to show off, and he doesn't respect. He's not. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But from what we can see from him, he's not going to respect Rigondeaux. He's going to come in there and try to do that Matrix shit. So if he starts doing that Matrix shit, start all trying to make him look stupid like he did with Gary Russell, you know, Lomachenko, I mean, Rigondeaux is going to have something to keep Lomachenko off of him as far as like, yeah, I'm here. So try to do all that dumb shit you want. I'm going to crack you. He's got to give him something like that. You know? I don't know. I think that makes a little sense, man. Now, me, like I said, my job is not to pick sides. It's not my job. My job is not to be like, you know, like I want him to win and he's going to win. And that's not my job. You know? Like what I do, I do videos regardless, whoever wins or loses. Motherfucker, my video is going to be up and they're going to be nice videos. So I'm not going to be like, oh, man, Rigo lost. You know, they robbed him. You know, I be calling that shit like I see it. I don't say it in like a disrespectful way, but I have no allegiance to none of these boxers, promoters, or anything like that. My allegiance is to make sure I give y'all the news. You know, that's why when I do this, you know, I don't make it. I said it before. Now we've turned in the tide, but I haven't made money from this for quite some time. You know, so I'm building something to where it's like, okay, we're making sure we're giving y'all the news straight the way it is. And it's not like it was a couple of years ago where I wasn't at the events. I be in the mix now a lot. You know, and I pick and choose what events I can go to. So I could have been out there this week and talking to them and everything. But truth be told, honestly, I didn't want to go. Is that a crime? I've been traveling a lot, man. I'm not used to it. I'm a recluse. You know, so I said November, December, I'm going to stay my fucking ass in the house. I went to the Cotto press conference last week, got sick. I still got all that content, didn't get out because I said, well, it's Cotto last fight. You know, this is Miguel Cotto, and it's like, it's New York. You got to go, bro. Not to the fight, but go to, you know, his final press conference. I was in there with Cotto, you know, so. But when it comes to this, I wanted to go out there tomorrow, but I said, you know what? If I'm not going to go out there, you know, I'm going to enjoy this and I'm going to cover this fight the way it should be covered with all I got from fucking social media to the website to even doing a video every day. Spreading the gospel. Rigo needs to invest in the body. That is true. That is true. But can he, you know, now remember, look who we are. We should be all boxing fans who've seen all of, if you haven't seen all of Rigo fights, I'm not going to judge you. But remember, understand, it is my job every day. I'm always watching a fight. I'm always watching an interview, a fucking workout, fucking promos, me all day, every day. That's all I do. You know, so I've seen all of his fights multiple times, the ones that are available to all of them. I cover every single one of these fights after they go off. I've been doing it for years now. I know how these fighters fight. I know. God damn it. Who calls? I got a new office phone. And it's supposed to be unlisted. So not too many people have it. I don't know if I should answer. I'm going to wait see if they leave a voicemail. Timing, speed, and endurance. If Rigo does his thing, it will show people that, listen, if he beats Lomachenko, right, it would be one of the greatest wins of this era, I can say, honestly, because he is the underdog, but also he moved up 2 divisions and will define his greatness, even though he hasn't fought much on his resume. If you think he's feared then, I mean, now, he will be surely feared then. You know, he is the underdog. Let's be honest. He's the underdog. You know? He's the underdog. So he'll be going up 2 divisions. Now, you already have people making excuses for him. You already have people saying, you know, Lomachenko should have met him at 126 or some shit. Then what? It's going to be people that are going to be saying, well, Lomachenko, you know, is drained too. You know? We should be blessed that the fight is happening. And truth be told, Lomachenko was on his way to 135. He's on his way to 135. So if Rigo didn't get him now, it wasn't going to happen. Yet, I'll say it again. You know, none of these boxing promoters are perfect. But you got to give Bob Arum credit for this one. Because a lot of people thought he wasn't going to see it. And it was like, Bob Arum's going to stop it. All right? It's happening. It's here. One of the biggest fights. And it's like a lot of promoters do have that, you know, where they want to make certain fights for bragging rights. You know, like not necessarily the money for anything, but they can say that we promoted, you know, the greatest Olympic boxing event of all time. Sometimes it's about that. Like, so for example, I have interviews and things like that on my channel that don't have a lot of views. But 10, 20 years from now, I can say, oh, shit, I was at the fucking Mayweather-McGregor press conference right there with the fucking Mystic Mac and Big Bro. In the back. You know? So it's so for me, I feel like when a fight like Mayweather versus McGregor gets made, you know, that's bragging rights to say that, you know, that's why it's the money grab. They didn't give a fuck about you. They like, yo, we made a fucking boxing UFC fight. Boxing versus UFC fight in the boxing ring. Mayweather versus Pacquiao was bragging rights. We made the biggest fight of all time. Showtime and HBO can say it, even though Showtime wanted it for themselves. Eddie Hearn, we had 90,000 at Wembley. You know, that's the bragging rights. You know, we got Lomachenko, Rigondeaux. Hardcore fans are getting something that you know, even though I watch so many fights, I'm trying to think of another super hardcore fight that's as big as this. I thought Ward Kovalev was going to be like that. I thought Ward Kovalev, is that me? I thought Ward Kovalev was going to be like that. Loma will win split decision. He will knock Rigo down 3 times. See, here's the thing. The knockdown, though, can be, you know, the knockdown issue of Rigondeaux can also cost him, because in a close fight, even if there's flash knockdowns where he's not hurt, that can hurt him. You know, a multiple knockdown situation. Rigo got to fight dirty. He could. Listen, I think that Rigo's best thing to do in the early rounds is he's got to make Lomachenko respect him, to take him out of his game, because once he gets rolling and start moving around the ring and starts, you know, dancing and shit and doing so shit, you know, then you're done. You gotta crack him. You know, you gotta crack him, or you gotta do some shit to get him frustrated, to get him out of the normal game plan. Then Rigondeaux's in it. You know? So it's going to be about, you know, who's going to break whose confidence. Somebody's confidence is going to get broke. Somebody's confidence is going to get broke. You know? But once again, that's why the fight is so good, because you have these two, you know, supposedly, you know, from what we've been viewing all of these years from both fighters, from the Olympics to the now, from what we've been viewing, they're supposed to be so smart mentally. So who's going to break? You know, somebody's going to lose the fight. Somebody, at the end of the day, somebody's game plan is not going to work. Just like Felix Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya years and years ago. You know, who's going to break? Oscar broke down. He thought he had it in the bag. He thought he had it in the bag. You know? I forgot how old is Rigo. Is he 36? Some shit? He thought he had it in the bag. Where's Rigo? Rigo 37. He'll be 38 next September. So yeah, basically kind of say he just turned 37. Yeah, that's why I said. And then the Cuban fighters, man. Truth be told, that's an urban legend that you really don't know how old Cuban fighters be, because they come over here, and this is no disrespect. I don't even know if I should touch this subject, but we don't know where they be getting their documents and shit from. They don't come over here. They don't say, "All right, I'm going to the airport. I'm going to catch my plane to America. Have my baggage checked and shit." No, they come over here and like fucking, you ever see the beginning of Scarface? That shit was true. They come over here in like these shanty boats and shit. They be having to escape. So it's like, who were you over there? That's why I say, but is Rigo 37? Y'all think Rigo 37? Y'all think Rigo 37? Y'all think Rigo 37? I think he's 37. He's 37. That's a 37-year-old face right there. If you age it, this was like 5 years ago. But if you age it, that's like 37, right? He had a nice little string of this one was born. I remember this. This was on War Kovalev 1, wasn't it? That wasn't a good fight. Yeah, that's a 37-year-old. He's spry. That's youth. That's youth right there. That's youth. He's 37. Let's just get that up. He's 37. Lara been 34 for like fucking 6 years. Lara been 34 forever, yo. Did y'all notice Lara been around forever? Lara been around forever, yo. Let's not get started on him. Hold on, wait. We got to talk about James DeGALE versus Caleb Truax. Yeah, we got half an hour left. We can start to talk about James DeGALE and Caleb Truax. Yeah, like Lara been around for a long time, yo. Like Lara's been around. We ain't have a new fight night in like years, and he's on 2 of them. Yeah, listen, he's 37, bro. He 37. I see it. He's 37. Yeah, he's 37. That's 37. I know 37 when I see it. My pop looked that young. And my pop 52. But enough about that. Enough about that. About that. Yeah, I know you probably don't want to talk about it, hear about it, because they like, man, nobody give a fuck about that fight. But James DeGALE is fighting this weekend. It's supposed to be on... Okay, all right, let me tell you about this weekend real quick. Okay. So the first fight for hardcore fans, if you're following the sport, following the rankings and shit like that, you want to go to the Showtime like page or the Showtime YouTube page, according to ESPN. I don't know. I probably got it. I haven't read too many emails, but according to them, it's on there. I can't really confirm, but they shouldn't, be posting some bullshit. But that That'll be around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern time, right? It'll be James DeGALE versus Caleb Truax. It's James DeGale's first fight back since January, since he had that fight with Battle Jack. Then you have Lee Selby, who's fighting Eduardo Ramirez. It's supposed to be, just like those guys, the boys are back in town. Like they're getting, they're coming off of injuries and a bad year, and they're starting things up. And then you have the ESPN card, which has Brian Jennings, Shakur Stevenson, Conlon, and then Lomachenko, Rigondeaux. You also have a fight on HBO, with Orlando Salido versus, I forgot the guy, Roman. Tevin Farmer's fighting for Gervonta Davis's drop title. And another fight. It's just too many fights. We're covering them all, though. We're covering them all. On Friday, you have Luis Ortiz versus Daniel Martz. And then Jean Pascal is headlining the card. So from Friday all the way into Saturday night, it's just nothing but, good boxing, especially for people who are following the sports and the politics and everything behind the sports. You dig? So the James DeGALE, Caleb Truax fight, I would have wanted a better fight for him, I guess.
James, how much more?
Here, let me go right here. Let's just watch this real quick. And it gives me time to take a break. I'll be right back. Please subscribe.
What is there to come from you at this stage of your career?
A lot more. I'm only 31. I ain't been in too many hard fights. I'm on my fourth defence, Steve. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling fresh. Obviously, I'm injury-free now. The last couple of years, I've had a lot of injuries. I remember I had my groin injuries. I got operation on my nose as well. I had a deviated septum, and now my shoulder. But yeah, I'm fixed, and I'm back.
Have you ever thought in those couple of years, blow it, I'm just going to enjoy life now?
I did. There was a couple of times, but listen, this is all I know. I love boxing. It's been a big part of my life, so it's hard just to give it the elbow. But yeah, there have been some hard times, but you come through it. You start training again, you start feeling good, and you're ready to get back at it.
You've headlined at major arenas in America like the Barclays Center. Why have you come back home now?
Because I needed to come home. I wanted to come home. I've done the American stuff. I've done my American bit. I've boxed. My last fight I boxed at the Barclays Center in a unification fight against Battlejack. Jack. A wicked experience. But now it's time to come home. Yeah.
Al Heyman's your advisor, so how did it come to link up with Frank Warren for this fight?
The link up was, Al Heyman just come to me and said, do you fancy doing this? And I need to box before the end of the year. And yeah, this was the best. This was the best deal. Like Frank delivered, he pulled up with the goods. So yeah, I'm back on BT Sport on BoxNation. I'm happy. Yeah.
What lays ahead for you in 2018? I presume Benavidez is possible, the WBC champion. I think he's a stable mate as such with Al Heyman.
Yeah. That's a fight that can happen. Benavidez, Ramirez. Listen, I want to prove that I'm the best. So all the champions, the big fights. But yeah, Benavidez looks like the first move in 2008.
You've been watching the World Series thinking, I should be beating all these guys?
Yeah. I've been watching it. Been getting a bit annoyed watching it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, listen, I'm recognised number one, and I want the winner. Whoever comes through that in May, I want the winner next year, late next year.
Who wins it?
Difficult one. I originally said Smith. I'm going to keep with Smith, but Groves has looked good, and Eubanks looked right in his last fight against that Turkish guy. So as I say, whoever makes it through to the final will be good.
Obviously, you're in it, I guess, at this stage, you're to amass as much money as you can. So could that include a move to light heavyweight and another fight with Badou Jack, particularly if he wins the world title?
A possibility. Obviously, I want to deal with the fights now at super middleweight because there's some great fights out there. But yeah, in the future, you never know. I can move up to light heavy. I'm big enough, and if it was the right fight and the right money, yeah, I'll do it.
And fight we've got coming up on BT and Fox Nation, Billy Joe Saunders against David Lemieux for the WBO middleweight. I'm sure you sparred with Billy and you know him from the amateurs. How does that fight go?
Billy Joe Saunders. This is the perfect opponent for Billy Joe Saunders to announce himself as one of the best and look good against, because that Lemieux is strong, tough, comes forward for a lot of punches, and he's made for Billy Joe. Billy Joe, I've sparred him, I've done a lot around him. When he's switched on, he's sharp and he's fit. He's tricky, he's lovely to watch. He's hard to get in there and fight against. So Billy Joe in a stand-up performance, a wicked performance, and looks well.
One final question I've got to ask you: do you feel old when you see Daniel Dubois on your undercard?
Bro, do you know what? It's mad. Listen, he come up to me and he was looking at me, and I was thinking, oh, is this guy what? Is there a bit of like? Then he come up to me and James, don't you remember me? I used to go to an amateur club, and then I looked right in his face, looked in his eyes, and I remember his little face. He used to look up to me, a little gap in his teeth. He there. I don't know if he's still wearing it now. His little bald head, and I went, oh my god, how big he is! He's massive, he's a monster. Yeah, but he used to go to an amateur club. Can't believe it. It's all clicked into place now. Madness, but yeah, wicked talent, and yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, it's certainly one of his greatest moments. You taking the Olympic gold back to the club and letting him touch it.
And now his face. I think there's a picture. I've seen a couple of pictures as well of like him only small. Like it's crazy. And look how big he is now. Mad. He's only 20, isn't it? Mad.
Yeah, he had a rough night, right? Remember? Hold up, not that one, not that way. We're gonna do it this way. He had a pretty rough night. You know? That's not supposed to be over there. That was a pretty rough night for him, yo. But he, not that one. Damn it. What am I doing? Oh. Duh. But, hold on. There we go. Had to. That post-fight interview was funny as fuck, though. People been wondering what he's been doing. He's been injured. He wants to unify with David Benavidez. If I'm correct, David Benavidez was ordered to fight Ronald Gavel again. Or I forgot how to pronounce his last name. He's not in the World Boxing Super Series because something's been going on where Al Heyman fighters are not in that series. And Schaefer, these are rumors or alleged rumors that have been somewhat confirmed. We got a chance to Fight View 360 got a chance to talk to Richard Schaefer about it a couple of months ago about like why the World Boxing Super Series is not televised in the States for somebody like me who, you know, covers all these fights. I believe I covered all but maybe 2 of them live. You know, for whatever the case may be, the goal is to cover obviously all of the fights throughout the tournament. And now that there's not that many of them now, I'm going to cover them all, you know. But I can't watch the fights, and it'll be like on the website, the World Boxing Super Series website. First, let me explain what the World Boxing Super Series tournament is. All right, let's just go there first. That'll be better. Let me explain what it is. Is this one? Yeah. Nah. God damn it. I don't want you. Get out of here. Get out of here, James DeGALE. All right. All right, we're going to do a little reading rainbow. All right? I don't feel like it, but fuck it. The World Boxing Super Series, WBSS, is the first of its kind annual boxing tournament and will bring together the best of the best fighters to compete at venues around the world for the Muhammad Ali Trophy. The opening bell sounds for the first fight of the inaugural season in September of 2017. A total of 16 elite boxers from 2 weight classes, the cruiserweight, the 200-pound division, and the super middleweight, the 168-pound division, will battle it out on 14 separate fight night bracket-style elimination tournament, with the winner of each division crowned in May of 2018. So basically, it's a tournament that has champions across 2 weight classes that's taking place with the winner would fight 3 fights in 9 months, Crazy, right? It's $25 million for each division. So the winner is going to walk away, with $10+ million, something crazy like that. And if you're in the cruiserweight bracket, let's go look at it. If you're in the cruiserweight bracket, it's right here, you will end up being unified champion, undisputed. Here you have Alexander Usyk, WBO, Miras Briedis, the WBC, Marek Gassiev, the IBF, and then you have Dorticos is the World, the WBA. So they're going to walk away. One of these guys are going to walk away a very rich man and also undisputed champion in this era. And we'll have 2 undisputed champions in one fiscal year with the winner of this tournament and Terrence Crawford. Like, historic shit. So it's very upsetting that we can't see these fights over in the United States. Like for me, because it's like, well, I got to go through all this bullshit, to try to watch like this fucking, like, and it's not me, it's American media too. It's not just like fans, it's American media. Like, they be scrambling and we're not, like me, I pay for all fights that I can. So it'd be bullshit like when I can't say, oh, I'm going to DVR this shit and everything like that. Like, I'm trying to work on a way where I can actually pay to like have like Sky Sports and BoxNation. I'm here and I have to use some type of VPN, some shit I got to teach myself, so I can be able to get these fights legally, cover them legally, and not have any issues fucking having to watch them. We got to fix that, man. We got to fix that. My bad. Let me get James DeGALE out of here. There we go. So, we're supposed to be talking about, how did I get to talking about this? Well, we might as well finish it off. You have Usyk versus Briedis. This happened in January the 27th for the WBO and the WBC titles. Unified. It's going to unify. Usyk is considered the favorite to win. He's number 1. He's number 2. He's the dark horse. We're still learning about him. I was supposed to go to this fight, but I got sick, as usual. And then him, number 4. You see what I'm saying? And then you have the finals that are going to be in May and June. Now, people are wondering why DeGALE is not in this. Now, he's fought George Groves. Was that back in 2012 or 2010? I forgot. He fought George Groves, so he wants to fight George Groves. George Groves beat Jamie Cox. Eubanks beat Anvi Yildirim. Smith beats Klugel, and then Bramer beat Brandt. So, the winner of this is going to be the WBA and the very seductive and alluring. It's the best IBO champion. You have Colin Smith, who's the WBC Diamond champion right now. And people are wondering, like, where are the Al Heyman fighters? How come guys like Anthony and Andre Dirrell wasn't in it? And I got to this point to say that it seems as though there's been like a rumor, you know what I'm saying? I'm not there with the motherfuckers. It seems like there's been some type of disagreement with Al Heyman and Richard Schaefer as far as Richard Schaefer wanting airtime on Showtime to broadcast some of these fights. I talked to, it's funny looking back at it now. It's funny looking back at it now. Let me see something here. It's a very, very short interview, but let me see something here. I kind of caught him off guard, I guess, when I asked him. That's why this was months ago. Like when we're in a time when the tournament was first announced. Guess I caught him off guard. That's probably why he just was like, you know, like peep his mannerisms.
You are the president of Showtime Sports overall, correct? Okay. The World Boxing Super Series. Will Showtime be televising all of the fights? That's a big question going around.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely an interesting concept. You know what? It's one of those things that, you know, without knowing the fighters, we wouldn't commit. It's sort of like, you know, we committed to the Super 6 once the fighters were set. So if they're able to get a certain level of quality fighters, then I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think they're well on their way to doing so. So there's no deal in place now. We're watching it very carefully, and if things end up like I think they will with the talent that they get, I think we'll be taking a very close look at.
Why y'all keep calling that man the Weasel? He a cool dude. You know, I interviewed him like 10 times now. Like when he like see me, he be like, "Hey, what's going on, Terrell?" I was like, "Oh shit." You were explaining. Oh yeah. It seems as though, okay, this is how it works. Showtime can't just, or HBO, they can't just put on fights every weekend. They get. Hold on, let me pull up. I can't see none of my. Why do I got so many windows open? Let me close some of these windows out, y'all. Give me a minute. I'm surprised my fucking computer ain't slowing down. But some powerful shit, though. I got some powerful technology. Networks get a certain amount of dates per year for fights. So, and they get those certain amount of dates scheduled at certain times. Because they would say some shit like this, like a new fucking movie going to be coming on HBO on this night premiering. So you can't have a fight that night. And they'll say, we'll give you something like 16 dates per year. We'll give you, something like 18 Showtime Championship cards. You may have one free TV slot. We'll give you 6 Showtime International Midday slots. And we'll give you like 8 or 9 or 10 Showbox cards. And a guy like Al Heyman and Steven Espinoza, they have to look at all their fighters, right? And look like, well, shit. Now, that may sound like a lot of dates, but it's not in the grand scheme of things. So they have to look. At like the schedule and where those dates are and look at the fighters, look at the rankings and also know that, well, he hasn't fought in this time and we got to get him back, but we got to make sure he fights because he's the champion. You got to really, it's a lot of like maneuvering you got to do. You always got to be ahead of like, well, we know he only fought once this year. We got to make sure we got him back in early, January, or no later, or it's going to be bad. Guys like Errol Spence, when like, well, we got to make sure, Danny Garcia's back by March. We got to have Keith Thurman back by March, and that's how, and it trickles down. Some fighters, it's at a point in time right now where if a fighter feels like it's not enough money, he'll say like, nah, I ain't going to fight, right? I don't want that fight. And then they got to move on like, well, we don't got that many dates, bro. So, you ain't going to fight. You got to wait till something else come back around. You see what I'm saying? So that's my theory on why a lot of that was going on last year, where a lot of fighters was only fighting once a year, especially when PBC didn't do any more free cards. And it's just a shame because a lot of people are saying the same thing now is Al Heyman quietly, but it's just that he has so much bad press, quietly has had a fantastic year. Hello, he put on Mayweather McGregor. And if you look at like all these stacked crazy cards he's been putting on lately, it's just that he got so much of the bad shit from last year and everything. And you look at now, it's just like, damn. So when it comes to Richard Schaefer and this World Boxing Super Series tournament, from my understanding, what I've been researching, he's going to Showtime and Al Heyman like, yo, let me get some of them dates to put the motherfucking tournament on. We homies and shit. Let me get some of them dates, we can put on some of these midday cards. And Heyman, from my understanding, rumored allegedly, or Showtime and them rumored allegedly, are like, nah, man, we really can't spare the dates right now, man. We got motherfuckers only fighting once a year. We got people failing drug tests and shit. So he's having a hard time, Richard Schaefer, getting an American network to pick up these fights. You see what I'm saying? He said, and I understand all the business and the politics behind it. I understand. especially since they pump so much money into this tournament. But it's been a really good tournament, and the idea has been good, and also it's been organized. The first thing when this tournament was first announced is I was like, okay, I watched the first press conference live and everything. I watched the gala where they had like a draft. I was like, yo, this is some high maintenance shit. So, and I'm thinking like, okay, like this is good, but are they going to be organized? What are they going to do? Fighters fail drug tests or a fighter gets injured and everything. And so far, shipping running smooth, you know? But like I said, it's a shame we can't get to watch those fights. Now, it's not known what the so far they're doing a tournament this year, they're doing a tournament next year. We don't know what divisions are going to be in next year's tournament. I doubt they'll use the same divisions. But when you're in the World Boxing Super Series, they had to pick divisions. You know, when they're at the table, like discussing all that shit, the first thing I'm going to think is, okay, we're going to do this for two divisions, and we got all this money. We got how the fuck are we going to get fighters in with all these politics shit going on? So they had to pick 2 divisions that had the least amount of boxing, politics involved, and just so happens it was this international scene right there of fighters. Like George Groves, who somewhat promotes himself between Matchroom and Silent Promotions. Eubank Jr., who's with a new promotional company out there, boxing promotional company, you can say, Fox Sports. You know, Colin Smith with Eddie Hearn and them. And then, you know, you have Bremer, who is with the Sarlins, I believe. So it was able to come together for these 2 divisions. But when you would think like for a World Boxing Super Series and it's a lot of money in it, for a 140 or 147 pound division, then you have promoters that are hard to work with each other and shit. That's why you would never see a Canelo or anybody in a tournament like this, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see what divisions they use next year, and people are wondering, well, what is James DeGALE going to do? Now, this Caleb Truax fight, of course, it's just a comeback fight. There's no real politics behind it. I've seen Caleb Truax fight many times. Let me show you his resume. We'll show his resume. You know, it's not like we know what type of fight this is. This is not a fight that you're going to be like, oh, well, yeah, you know. You expect for James DeGALE to look good. 28, 3-2, 18 KOs. You'll know that he fought Anthony Durrell. I covered this fight. You can just Google it. You know, Durrell versus Truax. You know, he fought Danny Jacobs. Covered that fight. You know, I believe I actually covered him fight Scott Sigmund. Was it Scott Sigmund versus Kelly Pavlik? Did he fight Kelly Pavlik? I remember. Jalen Love. I covered him versus Jalen Love. So he's one of those fights, you know, fighters that I've seen many, many times. And Jermaine Taylor, I covered this all those years ago. I think this was his first defeat when he fought Jermaine Taylor. Before Jermaine Taylor started doing psycho crazy shit. So, you know, it's just it's a comeback fight, man. No. Yeah, that's Matthew. That's literally like that is the shit. There's no better way to explain it than that. That's exactly what's going on. You know, Heyman has so many fighters. And remember, he was supposed to have Showtime dates. Put it this way, at one point in time, he was drowning in dates. You know, when PBC first started, we had fights damn near every weekend, remember? You know, he was drowning in dates, and that's why we saw that the Showtime schedule was getting lighter. You know, it seems as though he was transitioning from that to free TV. And he was trying to get us on free TV. He was trying to give us free fights. But the issue is, it seems as though they alienated the hardcore fans, because the hardcore fans started getting pissed off like, yo, what the fuck? Why is he what? So the ratings wasn't doing as well as they should have been doing, and sponsors and things wasn't coming in. But now he's giving us all these great fights because it's not as much networks to work with. In a way, it was a good thing for boxing, because now you're seeing that he's let his fighters go over to HBO. He's like, well, you know, like, I gotta, you know, like, it's not nowhere over here for you to fight, you know. And also the guys that we can get you to fight, or the guys that are in your division, you know, with the big money, they over there, you know. So when it comes to certain fighters, he'll send them over there. We don't know what the state of PBC is, but however, they got something up their sleeve, and I think it involves Zuffa Boxing and Dana White. You know, they got something up their sleeve. Because it's like, how can you go wrong? He still has all the fighters. Al Heyman still controls multiple divisions in the sport. So it's like, how can you really go wrong when you have all the fighters? You know, so you can say they're in the red, but how are you in the red when you have the fighters? It doesn't make no sense, you know? You know? I would say 147 guys don't have the fire in them. Well, it's just that they're in that situation now where they have to start fighting each other, you know? And these guys have been fighting each other. It's just that Keith Thurman is getting a lot of heat because he doesn't want to fight Errol Spence right away. You know, I've interacted with Keith Thurman quite a lot. He seems like a very smart dude. Well, he is. Never say he seems. But he's also in a state in life, it seems as though, where he's like, I got boxing, but I don't really need it. Like, he don't seem like the type of guy that spends all this money and shit. He's got a fucking Prius, you know? So that's true happiness right there. You know, like when you know, like, you rich and shit, but like just the regular things in life you're cool with, you know? Like, you can tell by the fact that he's not all on social media and everything. But however, he is good, but he's got a plan as far as talking to him. And I've talked to him now 2 different sessions for like a half an hour. It's crazy because once he gets to the media, he just starts talking about everything, like life. And that's why I like to ask him. And each time I see him, I always make sure I ask him like some shit, some hippie shit, you know, because you know he gonna get all deep. I asked him one time, no pun intended, what you eat, like what you eat for fight week, and he'd be like, well, you know, I had some seagrass ground up, and the little some pine nuts. And he just started going in. So this time I asked him what was he doing while he was over, because there was some rumors circulating around that Keith Thurman, he had got married. So he was like, fuck it, I'm injured, so I'm gonna go get married. He got married over in Nepal, and there was like this these rumors going around that he was over there in underground street fights. Like underground, like fucking, you know, street fights and shit. So basically that's why I was trying to like the next time I see him, I'm gonna ask him what he do in his free time, because I know people be like he be smoking tree. No, I'm not gonna put him in that situation, but I'm gonna say, yo, do he be playing like, you know, like he seemed like he play like shit like fuck, what's that game? Hearthstone. It's like some online card game. People would say it's some nerd shit. I'm not saying that, you know, but he seemed like he played like fucking World of Warcraft in like his free time. And then like he just go meditate and start fucking making some shit from scratch, like a flute bag. You know? But his plan is he's supposed to come back in late February, early March. It's looking like early March now that we're getting to the end of the year. Early March. He said it's going to be somebody that's not, you know, that's going to be ranked, but just to get the rust off. So I'm guessing that the rumors of him, well, he said it's not going to be Jesse Vargas. He said he don't know where that rumor came from. Jesse Vargas is fighting next weekend, by the way. He said he don't know where that rumor came from, and that he wants to fight 3 times in 2018. But he's saying he wants to fight 3 times in 2018, but it doesn't involve Errol Spence until 2019. So I'm wondering if he's saying, you know, if I fight 2 times in 2018, like let's say for example he fight in March and something like November, September, October, November, or something like that, you know, then he'll fight Spence in like January, February of 2019. But if he wants to fight 3 times, and if he's back at the beginning of March, he can fit it in 3 fights. And for a guy who's only fought 2 times in 2 years, you know, he should be able to fit in, you know, 3 fights in 2018. If he fights, let's say, for example, the first week of March or so, right? Around that time, you know, first, second week. He can come back in August, September, right? And then be back in December. You know, so it, you know, but he may be thinking, well, you know, that's too much training camps, because if you think, you know, I don't know, man. But that's why if a guy like Errol Spence, the fact that he's fighting January 20th, he can definitely get 3 fights in for 2018. You know? Yeah, Thurman got married. It depends on what type of fight Lamont Peterson is going to fight. If Lamont Peterson fights like he fought Danny Garcia, then he's going to be in, I don't know, man. We could see, you know, who is Lamont Peterson really anymore? He's a different fighter than he used to be. And he's all huge now, pause. You know? But then when he fought Matisse, he just like seemed scared and shit. But he's now like this dude that be fucking people up when he do fight. You know? So we just don't know who he is, man. Osgray said, I know I ain't been live for no 3 hours. Yeah, we got 28 minutes left. No, wait, it says no. Then we have a little bit over 28 minutes left. All right, cool. Yeah. What up, TY, man? We do gotta take a break. I gotta get something to drink. I gotta blow my nose. I had the flu last week. So I'm like 95%. Just get rid of all that, toxins and shit. So I gotta blow my nose. But yeah, I've been running my mouth for like the last hour straight, wasn't I? That was crazy. So, and I'm supposed to timestamp all of this. I'm going to start timestamping things, but I just talked about a whole bunch of shit in a little bit of time. So people been telling me you should put in the description box what times you start talking about certain stuff. And at the beginning of the video, like I said, I'm going to keep my videos more formatted as far as, even though we still cover all the subjects. Are you coming down tomorrow? Nah, man, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. The weigh-in is possible, though. That's one of Bryant Jennings' homies right there. They grew up together. 25 T-Bone, Ty-Bone. T-Y. I forgot Devin Alexander's still around. Yeah, he fought a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, I was saying now, we got 28 minutes left. So, we already talked about Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux. We broke down the fight. We went through the styles. We talked about the politics. We talked about the card. We still got a little more to talk about. We talked about Luis Ortiz. He's back on Friday night, fighting down in Miami, PBC on Fox Sports 1 on the card of the Jean Pascal fight. Nah, I'm not coming to the press conference, man. I'm just getting over the flu. I know I said I was going to go, man. I just don't feel like catching a train out there no more, man. And I don't like driving out there. I don't know, man. Let's stop talking about that. I'm tempted. Should Thurman be going after Alexander next? See, you got to look at it, right? If it's going to be a comeback fight for Keith Thurman. So it can't be like a total no name, right? It has to be somewhat of a name. But will Al Heyman feed Devin Alexander Keith Thurman? But also, people don't look at Devin Alexander as being as good as he used to be, or people look at him as not being as good. So a guy like Devin Alexander could be looking like, yo, Al Heyman's giving me a shot at Keith Thurman. While fans would be looking like, oh shit, Keith Thurman is going to destroy Devin Alexander, but Keith Thurman is coming off of an injury too and a layoff. So depending on how you look at it, I see that as being a good fight that can sell. But a lot of people are going to be looking like, well, this is Al Heyman feeding him to Keith Thurman. But on the flip side, this is Al Heyman giving Devin Alexander a chance. So it depends on how you look at it. That fight is happening next Friday. And no, it's happening this Friday. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not answering. You're probably talking to somebody else. No, but the Luis Ortiz fight, if you're talking about that, is this Friday night. Jesse Vargas fights Aaron Herrera next weekend on Fox Sports 1 Friday night. On next Saturday night is Billy Joe Saunders versus David Lemieux. And then, we have no more fights for like a few weeks. Major fights. Oh, we got it's going to be early in the morning, too, and I'm going to be watching it. I'm covering it. It's like Wednesday or something. Jeff Horn. He been talking all this shit. Jeff Horn fight like Wednesday morning, and it's going to be on the ESPN app. So if you're on your way to work, or if you're up early in the morning, I'm going to post that shit on Instagram. If you're up early in the morning or some shit, Jeff Horn fight like next Wednesday morning. Some shit like that if you're on the East Coast. And if you got ESPN, you can watch it on the app. No bullshit. Thurman versus Salka. Nah. Yeah, yo, fucking Jeff Horn been talking real all this gangster shit. Like, he been talking shit about everybody. Wilder versus AJ may happen 2019. Yeah, Wilder talking about 50-50. I mean, that's just, put it this way. We damn sure know he not getting no 50-50. I think you should get. I think if it's a unification, though, I do believe that they should get at least 35%, at least. But I don't like that Eddie Hearn is like basically, selling Anthony Joshua. Like, yo, no, you got to take this money or you ain't getting him. It's like, well, how many people you going to do that to? You just going to say that he's going to just fight guys that we know he can beat? You can't do that in this social media age. They're going to start turning on AJ. They're going to start turning on him. We know it's not him. Eddie Hearn is just like, trying to make the best decisions and get the money for him, but he can't keep saying, well, you ain't ever fight in front of 90,000. So he's trying to get these boxers to a point where the media gets against them and the fans get against them to the point where they have to take low money to fight Anthony Joshua. I get it. I see it. Yeah, 40%, truth be told. I say 35% is a low ball, but if it's a belt involved, they should get at least 40%. Come on. Come on. Black versus black is no money. Not in the UK. In the UK, they coming out for Anthony Joshua anything. They coming out for Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry, I'll be over there. What? The UK, they coming out for Anthony Joshua anything. They getting drawn. I know how you UK roll. I got a lot of friends over there. I know how y'all get down with Anthony Joshua fight. Y'all ain't seen nothing till them motherfuckers start drinking and shit and go down there and they be all fight. No, Tyson Fury fights too. They start fucking shit up and fighting and pissing everywhere and shit. He's got a rowdy crowd. He's got a rowdy crowd. If AJ get the WBO belt, then Wilder has no pull. That could be that's true. That's true, but they can't say, yo, like we're gonna give. Nah, man, it should be at least 30. At least I think 35% is a low ball. But at the same time, you're supposed to start. If Wilder's supposed to say 50-50, he's not gonna be like, all right, straight from the gate, give me fucking 35%. He's supposed to have like a number he come out with, and then a number that he says, I'm never going no lower than that. Yeah, AJ Tyson Fury be major money. And so far, we've been hearing that Tyson Fury losing weight, but see, he got so fat that how people that when they get so fat that when they lose a little bit of weight to them, but to somebody like a regular sized person, it'd be like 20 pounds. But to them, it don't look like 20 pounds because they had too much weight. They was too fat. To him, they can say he lost 20 pounds, even though that's a lot, but he got too fat. Some people can't lose 20 pounds or you don't see it. Some big people. What's the political correct term for big people? What sense? Because I don't want to say fat people, My weight's been known to go up and down. I'm talking about I can drop 40 pounds in 2 months, put it back on in 2 months. So I've been known to be fat sometimes. I don't know. Let's drop the subject. It's a little taboo. Let's drop the subject. Wilder on the outside looking in. He got no negotiation power at all. Yeah, he do. He got a little bit. Yeah, AJ and Canelo is the moneymakers right now. AJ and Canelo holding that shit down. Yeah, I'm supposed to take a break and go get something to drink and blow my nose. I'm trying to figure out if I should ride out this last 15 minutes. Obese. Nah, obese sound bad, though. Obese is like when you really, that sound bad. That sound bad, though. Ain't nothing wrong with a big girl, though. That's for sure. But in the case of a boxer, it's like, okay, here's what Tyson Fury has to do. His first fight back, we all know his first fight back, he's going to be a little fat. He's fought fat before. But then the second fight, he's got to be like, okay, all right, it's going to be in shape. He can't have, even though he's still young, he can't have a whole 2 years, where he's just getting himself back in the mix. And also it's been bad because we done seen him retire like 3 times, and we heard him say he was coming back like twice. Am I still fighting Broner? Nah, Broner messed it up. He lost to Mikey Garcia. For those who don't know, it's true, it's official, no bullshit. You can go watch it on the Showtime stream. Adrian Broner challenged me to a fight for $50,000, and I was getting in shape. He was supposed to take care of business against Mikey Garcia, and he lost. So I asked him a question, and he got all sensitive. Big bone. There we go. Big bone. Good. Nah, but that's pause. So he got all sensitive, man. Then he tried to threaten me, and I hold my ground. So I was ready. I can get the I can get the 155. I can get the 155. Easy work. You know, I just eat a shrimp every day, just a shrimp and a cracker for as long as I can. You know how many fucking slaves didn't get food for long periods of time, and people who starved and all that? You know, so I can drop 110 pounds in like 6 months. Easy work. Easy work. Yeah. No, this is what I was going to do. I was going to take the most knees ever. So every time I start getting fucked up, I just take a knee and start looking up. You know, it'd be like the Guinness World Book of Records for standing 8 counts. It'd just be all these standing 8 counts. And then after the fight over, I don't get knocked the fuck out. You know, I'm going to say that I was robbed. You heard about him going around beating people up on the strip. You can't let, I said it again. I'll say it every video if I have to. Don't let Adrian Broner or anybody in life walk up on you. You see somebody walking up on you, you got your hands down? What the fuck you from? He knocking people out all in Las Vegas and shit. You know? Don't let him get his hands on you. Eubank Jr. versus Groves, who wins? You know, I'm just not sold on Eubank Jr., man. At least we know Groves is proven, but we also know Groves, especially in the middle to late in fights, can slow down. You don't want to be on the ropes against a guy like Eubank Jr., but Eubank Jr. has never been hit by a guy like George Groves. This is a bigger division than Billy Joe Saunders. George Groves has proven. Eubank is not going to be doing all that shit he be doing and shit in there with George Groves, because if we seen, even when he does all that showboat and shit like it's popping there, he'll still be getting, you know, tagged up by lower level competition. Yeah, man, don't let Adrian Broner walk up on you, man, or nobody in life. You know, so that's why, you know, I be looking at him like, man, watch this dude. Like when you be at press conferences and shit, ever since the incident, you know, because they had a little crazy moment. Yeah, this is a good time to take a break. I can do this. It's a good time to take a break. They had this little crazy moment. I forgot which fight it was. No, it was the Lara Goucher fight. And I was like, oh, man. So I had first saw him. Hold on. Yeah, we got enough time. It's crazy, man. I was saying I think he need to lay off the sauce, man. I was saying he need to lay off the sauce, man. I've been there. I'm not judging. I know you be on some crazy shit when you be like drinking and partying and sleeping around and all that shit. It's no good. It's no good. It does something to you. You be fucking. Yeah, I'm not sold on Yard. But I got to blow my nose. So I'm trying to play a clip for y'all before I go. Then we can come back and start talking about some more shit and wrap up the video. One minute. That's what I need to do. Close some of this shit out. That's why shit's all slow. Here, watch this. I'll be back.
I'm right here, bro. I'm not right now.
Come get me, 40.
All right, I'm gonna take a little break. Come back. This was I'm the cameraman, by the way. This was me at the Lara Goucher fight. No, Wilder versus Stavern 2, when Stavern had got knocked out. So this is us and like a few media members in the back waiting for the post-fight press conference to start. We're back there a little early. So, and then this happens. I'll be right back.
I'm right here, bro. Snapchat right now.
Come get me 40.
I see.
Time out.
Charlo.
Hey, tell him what's your name. Give me 40. Come get me.
I'm introducing.
You gotta get me.
Adrian Broner. I'm introducing the Adrian Broner. No problem.
Man, listen. First of all, I gotta thank God. I gotta thank God, Jehovah. I gotta thank God, Jehovah, Buddha, Allah. I gotta thank all the gods. Hold on, and you know I gotta introduce, because I'm a twin, so I gotta introduce.
Hey, come on.
Jamel and Jamal.
We got Adrian Broner and Jamal Lazoli and Jamel, the CEO of Azali.
Now listen, now look.
Yeah, hater.
Now look.
We're gonna get mad at that.
Fuck everybody that's recording right now.
Yeah.
I seen all y'all bad blogs. I seen everything.
We don't know what just happened in the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder fucked some shit up.
My pockets got the heavyweight division.
I just ate tonight too.
We always eat. Listen, what I'm saying is this. I'm fly as fuck. I got a lawsuit from Southwest, Delta, Frontier,
and United.
I ain't fucking with United. They beat motherfuckers up. What I'm saying is this. I love Showtime. Without Showtime, it ain't no time. Thanks to my man back there.
Hey, in February, it's go time. The hell with HBO. They didn't get enough of us.
Hey, I will be back in the ring soon. No, on a serious note, I will be back in the ring soon. I'm sorry to all my fans. I put up some crazy performances. I still fight like a champ, but
you still the shit.
Fuck all y'all. Y'all still gonna watch me.
Okay, sorry about that. Hey, how do you do it? How do you do it? Sorry about that, guys.
No, Leos, you try to steal his phone, bro?
Okay, listen.
Get the pit bull.
Okay, listen. AB has been in the ring with Sean Porter, and he has been in the ring with, I don't know how to say it.
Adrian Granados.
But, you know, I don't know what the results was.
I don't even know what this shit is anymore.
But, all right, hold on. This is us, everybody. He wants all the attention to Charlo and Josh.
Yeah, it got crazier than that. That's just a little bit. It got crazier than that. So this was at the Wilder Tavern 2 fight. Now, me, for those who don't know, when I go to the events, I don't be out there in like the crowd and shit. I don't be, like out there and all that type of stuff. I be like in the back. So in the back, it's like a media section, I guess. So I get there early, I set up all my little gear and everything, I get something to eat, and I do everything from there. So after each fight, I will go out to where the fighters come to the back and, get ready for interviews. Sometimes you'll catch some fighters out there. So long story short, this was the first time that I've been to 7 fights in the Barclays Center so far. This is the first time I actually went up to out to the arena and walked around. I'm talking in depth. So I said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I said, you know what? Let me go see what's up there, because when you have the media pass on, for the most part, you can go anywhere except for in the fighters' locker rooms, unless you in with them or their team, and if you have a certain pass that allows you in there. So I said, let me go all the way up to the top. So at the top, I've never been to the Barclays Center before in my life. So at the top is where all the box seats is and some old VIP shit. So this was about an hour or two before all this shit had went down. This is about an hour or two before all this shit had went down. So I go up there. It's this big ass bar and everything like that. Just some old, it was crazy. I was like, oh shit, this shit is nice and shit up here. With 50 Cent and all them chill at. And obviously what I'm saying is they was up there getting fucked up. I wanted to drink with them so bad. And then when they come down, I'm like, oh shit. Like they really, so that automatically I was like, yep, turn your motherfucking camera on. You know, yeah, they own that sauce. You know? Yeah, we were talking about Wilder, how he's we got about 8 minutes left. We were talking about Wilder, we were talking about how him talking 50-50, it's just a starting point, man. You gotta talk 50-50. You gotta be like, nah, give me that 50-50. Oh, I didn't want that one. It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. So yeah, we went through everything. We talked about Rigondeaux. You know, everything about that fight. We could do some last predictions since we only got about 7 minutes left. You know, so what I'm gonna be doing is I got one more video to do today, and we're recruiting a lot of people. I've been recruiting people before, but we wasn't really ready. So I've been putting a lot of people on hold and saying, nah, give us some time and then I'm going to get in contact with you. But now, you know, it's a lot of things that are in place that it's time for us for 2018 to spread out now, you know, and I've been building everything so that I can make all this stuff easy, you know, so I can be here at my command center and, you know and have everything organized. Like I know who's at what events each week. Everything is, you know, going all into, you know, it's a lot, you know. Bro to beat Mikey 7-5. What? Huh? Why I didn't read that. Maybe I read that wrong. I read that wrong. I'm not even going to go read that again. That's sometimes why I don't read the chat, man. That's sometimes why I don't read the chat. Hey, did that dude Lexorcism's comment yet? I'm waiting for him. If some dude Lexorcism ever comment, can somebody let me know? Because we got some shit to say to him, and also, you know, we want to ban him live on camera and expose some freak shit he tried to do. Some guy tried to get my website shut down yesterday. Tried to say I was plagiarizing. I was pissed. And he watched all my videos. So it's like, how are you the type of person who watch somebody's videos, all of them for the most part, and then you go try to get them shut down off of some shit you don't even know what you're talking about? But yeah, man, that's the nature of the business, man. You get a lot of people who want to see you get nowhere. You know, they just want you to, you know, like they look and be like, man, like, you know, I don't want him to get any further. That shit be whack. Black media hating on Vasyl for no reason, like the dude is special. One thing that makes me mad is that I see some black media hating on Vasyl for no reason, like the dude is special. I'm confused what you mean by the last part, like he's not special, like he's not good, or the fact that, I don't know, I don't get what you're saying. You never got back to me about joining the team. Yeah, oh yeah, email me, man. You know, like basically what was going on is, like I realized that I'm more better suited here. You know, so now that we have the access to the events, truth be told, I can do all that shit from here. You know, I can cover press conference from here. You know, but I can cover the press conferences from here, but having somebody there, you know, talking to the fighters, asking the fighters the real shit. See, there's ways to ask real shit without like going in there trying to be a cowboy asking, you know, shit just to get the fighters upset. You know, so when I ask questions, I make sure I ask shit that people want to hear or people want to know. Like things like, well, you know, have you talked to such and such about who your next mandatory possibly may be? Things like that. You know, so that's what I'm looking for. But now, you know, I got a nice little system with things. Like we got, you know, certain areas locked down. You know, like we're consistent in LA now. We have somebody consistent in Vegas for fights that are going to be coming up. And basically, you know, I'm looking for people in areas that if you got free time, you know, and as they say, for example, if you got some free time, you obviously this is a business I'm running. You know, so, and also you're going to be around multi-millionaire boxers, promoters, and managers. So you got to be on your A game. But for the most part, you know, you want to make a little money. You want to be in the business. You got some time off every now and then. Why not cover a fight? You know, but I had some issues with some people I had to let go last year. Well, this year, you know, where they thought like, well, you TstreeT, man, you cool. No, bro, this is a business. So, you know, if I say, listen, I'm going to get you these credentials, bro, that means you're getting VIP access into these multi-million-dollar fights for free. This is not no bullshit. That shit is not, you know, and I guess maybe because people think, oh, well, it's me and everything that I make this shit look easy. This shit hasn't been easy. You know? It's not as so. You know, I just been looking for people who understand. It's like, listen, you know, you take care of me, I'm definitely going to take care of you, and understand. You know, like when you're going to these fights, that it's big business. You know, it's not small. It's nothing small, man. I take this seriously. So, you know, that's just the issue sometimes. You know, you want people to go to fights, and you know, even though I may have so many people, like right now, the team is large, and you know, it's hard because when you have a social media team, you know, when you have the people for the website, you know, when you have people that that are trying to sponsor you and affiliate you, you got graphic designers, they're waiting on you to send them, you know, ideas, and you know, it's something and that's just a little bit. It's something every single day. You know, all this stuff, you know, has to be run, you know, and when things get done, everything, like, it's just me, you know, like as far as the guy at the top getting things done. So I'm working on delegating things and making sure it's like, okay, well, you know, you're going to be in charge of this and you're going to be in charge of that. So that's what I'm doing this month, is getting everything organized. And that's why I made sure I taught myself all this stuff. To be able to run a show like this, you know, I'm sure there's people remember where I was doing videos from my back bedroom, you know, to now, look, we got fucking digital graphics and shit. You know, this stuff took a lot of educating. You thinking about letting your views call in? Yeah, we having a podcast. Yeah, it's going to be a podcast. Like, so the videos I'm going to do are going to be like this, but it's going to be a simultaneous podcast. Now, obviously, when you're doing a podcast, I can't show clips and things like that because they can't see them. So it's going to work as far as the first hour will be podcast, right? And then the second hour will be, it's going to be 2 hours. The first hour is going to be podcast and video. The second hour is going to be just video. So it's going to be all simultaneous. And it's going to, you know, it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. You know, we're going to have, like, for example, with this, you know, I can have Skype on. So therefore I can say, oh shit, we got motherfucking Eddie Hearn live on such and such. And then I can do some shit, just fucking pull it up on the fucking, you know. So like I said, I'm not just in this just to be in this. I'm doing new shit that nobody else is doing. You know, so this is just the beginning. Like soon we're going to be calling boxers up. We're going to be sitting here waiting for somebody to get on the Skype and say, all right, they're on here now. Let's ask them this shit. You know what I'm saying? Get them to sell their fight. Nobody wants to fight. Nobody wanted to fight Walters. Nah, Walters did that to herself a little bit, though. Oh, shit. We got to end. We can hang around for 15 more minutes, but no later. Because I got some shit. It's 4 o'clock. It's almost the end of the workday over here. I got some shit to do. I'll fucking answer the post office. Let me make sure, man. So we're going to be doing a live stream every day. On Saturday, we're going to be doing God knows how many individual videos, as well as a live stream after Lomachenko versus Loma. We're going to watch highlights. You know, I don't think we'll be able to get the post-fight press conference. You know, but yeah, we're going to be working. When will this podcast arrive? I'm trying to do it on December the 31st. You know, or not exactly that date. Let me check, but the very last day of the year. You know, so I've got to order a couple of things, you know, and I got to learn how to use a couple of more things. So I've been doing a lot of like self-educating on how to use all this stuff. I didn't go to school for none of this. I'm not no technical wizard. I mean, today I'm becoming a technical wizard. I mean, now I'm becoming some type of technical wizard or some shit, but I had to teach myself how to build websites. All that shit's crazy. So now I've never done a podcast before I went to school for radio. So you got to listen to people's podcasts. You got to watch all these tutorials. You got to learn the do's and don'ts. You got to know what more, like the equipment you need. You know, it's a lot of educating you got to do, especially since it's going to be the first one. It has to be, you know, nearly flawless. You know? So, yeah, we're going to have guests. And like I said before, for those who don't know, I'm not going to have guests where people are going to come on just taking up airtime. No, you're going to come on the show. We're going to talk about some real shit. You know, like sell the fight. And you got to talk about stuff that people want to hear about. You can't just be talking. There's certain shit people just don't be wanting to hear about. You know, you're there to sell the fight. You're there to give some information for people to be like, oh, shit, I'm going to watch this. You know, you're here to sell the fight. Don't nobody really be giving the fuck. When people ask, you know, how does it feel? I hate this question. How does it feel to fight in the Mecca of boxing of New York? What does that mean to you and your heritage? Like, I understand you got to ask that, but then nobody be giving a shit about that. You know? And once again, I'm not saying that I'm going to be, you know, like having people on the show and grilling them and shit and asking them all kind of shit, putting them in awkward moments, you know, putting them in awkward shit. It's just that, you know, we're going to talk about like real issues in sports. For example, sometimes I'm going to have boxers on talking about like what they be doing during the day. Like, yo, what you be doing? Like, you be in the crib, you know? Like I've said it before, I would love to have, you know, like a just a regular boxing, like a regular, conversation about anything else outside of boxing with Keith Thurman. Just imagine like one day with Keith Thurman, what he be doing. You know, he probably just wake up in the morning and shit, just start fucking meditating or something. You know, walk on the beach, you know, barefooted, hair in the air, maybe fucking go to a mountaintop with his flute, you know, watching sunsets. you know, writing poetry. He keep a journal. You know, Keith Thurman, he keep a journal. Keith Thurman keep a journal. You know? So yeah, that's what we're going for. Oh, y'all really arguing about, oh, y'all really going in, and what are y'all talking about in the chat? What am I missing? Oh, this is getting ugly. Oh, this is getting ugly. It's not this is getting ugly. Ali is not the great what? Nah, yeah, I'm not reading none of this no more. I'm not reading that. This is some old soap opera shit going on in the chat. So what do y'all want to talk about? We can talk about any boxing subject now. These last, we got 11 minutes left. These last 11 minutes are free. So truth be told, this was almost going to be a 90-minute video, but we could do 2 hours of 15 minutes. You know, I'm cool with that. AJ will knock out Wilder. But Wilder can knock out AJ too. You know, Wilder ain't no joke, man. Damn, y'all. Muhammad Ali is turning over in his grave. He is Tasmanian deviling down there. Loma is Salido's bitch. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, he did crucify him, man. And castrate him. No, he castrated him. He castrated him. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was his second fight. He sure did got taken to school. Wow. Yo, they really arguing about Muhammad Ali. Yeah, let me talk about some other shit to try to take my mind off of this, because they argue who Danny gonna fight. There's talk of him and Broner, but then there's talk of Broner versus Lipinets for the IBF title. Now, of course, there's that Danny Garcia, Brandon Rios rumor still floating around out there. Danny Garcia is also back in camp, by the way. You know, he started camp like last week or something. You know, or preliminary camp, like where he's just, you know, like getting in shape to start camp. You know, warming up. Best match of the year was AJ versus Vladimir. See, it was hype. I liked Canelo versus Golovkin though too. It was a lot of tension in that. But yeah, you know, Joshua versus Klitschko, that was hype. You know, I should do like a year-end show where we like watch all highlights and shit. But nah, they're gonna hate on me. Somebody or somebody gonna narc on me. Somebody gonna tell. You know, people be weird, man. The internet is weird. I had to change like all my numbers and shit because I had fucking weirdo boxing media motherfuckers calling me and shit. Shit was weird, man. Weird. Making fake accounts. Shit was weird. But everything been cool since I started blocking people and I got like moderators and shit. So don't come in here talking too much shit. People put you on timeout. You know, and I fully believe in my moderators. They'll put you on timeout or ban your motherfucking ass. You know? But yeah, we got a busy weekend of boxing, so tomorrow and Friday I'm gonna do my running around early, and then, you know, here, let's go look at them real quick. Damn, I'm getting stuffy again, my nose. Let's go look at them again. You know, after you get sick and after you get sick and you get better, like you be feeling like when you first get better after being sick, you be feeling great. What am I doing? Let's start region. This is the boxing schedule for this weekend. Let me try to blow my nose. I don't want y'all to hear that. This is Fox Sports 1. Jean Pascal versus Ahmed Elbiali. Light heavyweights. And as you can see, they added Luis Ortiz to the card. Right? This is on Fox Sports 1. They're fighting down in Florida. In fact, is that press conference today? I think that press conference is today. I wonder if they're going to talk to Luis Ortiz. And then, of course, on Saturday, you got Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux, Michael Collin versus Luis Fernando Molina, Christopher Diaz versus Brian Cruz, Shakira Stevenson versus Oscar Mendoza, Brian Jennings versus Donnie Hainsworth, Michaela Mera versus Nadia Feliciano, Jose Gonzalez versus Adam Gonzalez. Now, the reason why I say all these cards, the whole card is because you can watch all of it on the ESPN app, which is what's up. Then on HBO, you got Orlando Salido versus Mickey Ramon, Tevin Former versus Kenichiro Ogawa. This is for the IBF title that Gervonta Davis has lost on the scales in his last fight. Francisco Vargas is back versus Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith is matchroom fighter. More proof that Eddie Hearn is aligning himself with HBO, which is the reason why I feel that Anthony Joshua could be going to HBO soon. Dennis Sharif versus Rene Alvarado. I believe this is the guy, and I covered the fight, who fought Robert Easter, right? James DeGALE versus Caleb Truax. Lee Selby versus Eduardo Ramirez. Anthony Yarde versus Nikolai Sekloka. Daniel Dubois versus Dorian Darch. You know, so it's a busy day. And then, as I was talking about very early in the morning in Brisbane, you got Jeff Horn versus Gary Cochran for the WBO title. You know, I'm interested to see this fight because he's been talking all this shit since losing the minute since, well, he won against Manny when Manny got stung, but yeah, he lost. Well, he should have lost, you know? So, it's busy, man. My bad, I'm stuffing up. I got to take some more Sudafed to clear the rest of this up. Thurman needs to get a name in his tune-up mandatory. They both him and Crazy keep saying fight Spence sound like parents. Yeah, that's true. Damn, why Dan Rayfield got to be all that? My bad, I'm reading the chat. What Dan Rayfield do to you? He cool sometimes, I guess. Can you record your reaction when you watch the Loma Rigo fight? No. No, that makes no sense. No, but what I do is, and I've been real consistent with it. Like it's usually always been like that, but it's now I show the highlights with it now. So what I do is, like, as soon as the fight is going off, you know, like when the final bell rings or when a fighter gets knocked out, I'll be sitting right here, so I hit record immediately, and then I'll just watch, like, you know, as the, you know, so I don't be knowing who's going to win the fights, you know, especially with the controversial cards and shit. 3 minutes left. No, it's not 3 minutes left. I got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. Yeah, 4 minutes left. Yeah, nah, it's not gonna be no. Nah, we're gonna stick to it. Plus, I gotta cook dinner. So tomorrow we're gonna be doing a live stream too. Later on, I'm gonna put out a video like asking for help in certain areas. You know, and then of course I'm gonna be covering fights all day on Saturday. Next week is this. Might as well show that, right? Might as well show that. Might as well. I keep showing the same one because I like to show promos too, because at least it's showing the people, you know, that it's like, yo, I'm promoting the fights, you know? Like, I'm trying to get people to watch, which you should, man. You know? So, he's fighting next week against Billy Joe Saunders.
Guillermo.
No, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I'm really looking forward to that one. Yeah, I'm watching the same highlights because I don't have what other ones am I going to watch? You know, and that's the only Billy Joe Saunders got something. See, it's only certain shit I can use. It's not like I have. It's not like I can just be going around just let's watch this, and let's watch that, and let's watch this. There's only certain shit, you know. Just enjoy, man. I be fighting down the motherfucking copyrights with fucking karate, dog. That should be a pain in the ass sometimes. And it's like, yo, bro, I'm covering the fight. I'm fucking trying to get people to watch the fight. Giving me shit. And we are the people who watch all of the fights. Y'all the people who watch the fights. So, we're promoting it to new people, letting the people know, like, yo, you should watch this fight because if he lose, he gonna fight him and all this yada yada yada. So it can be a pain in the ass sometimes, man. It can be a pain in the ass sometimes. But we got exactly about 2 minutes left. So it was nice hanging out. I got a whole bunch of shit to do before the end of the workday. It's 4:15 here. Yeah. Nah, man, I got Billy Joe Saunders, I think he gonna do it. But if he don't, then he gonna get beat the fuck up. So it all depends on how you look at it. But we had a productive stream. We talked about everything, like in detail. So, we talked about some inside shit. We had a little moment with the whole De La Hoya thing, but we made it through God's will. And anything's possible that way. Oh man, it's cold. It's like, god damn it. I'm glad it's over. So it was much worse. So I need to stop complaining. Loma gets 0 credit, like GGG, Canelo, and Crawford got 0 credit. Oh man. Yo, what's up with the chat today? Y'all pissed off. Why y'all so pissed off today? Y'all been talking crazy shit. It was this big ass debate going on about fucking Muhammad Ali. What's going on with y'all? Ooh. Saturday night gonna be lit though. We're gonna have that shit lit. Watch. It's gonna be a whole bunch of people here. These little middays, not so much, not yet. But well, at least when we do press conferences and everything, should be live. But but I want to know if Top Rank is going to get back to my email, man. They need to get with the program. We're trying to, let us in the mix. Sanders in the best shape. Yeah, and it's good that he's had this fight, not too long after. This only been like 3 months. It's been 3 months. So, and it's a shame because, well, all right, guys. See you tomorrow. Please subscribe. I cover every single major fight live. TstreeT Controversy. TstreeT Controversy live.